We're gonna start it off with the S25. There's a big update rolling out. It's labeled as a May update, but with it, Samsung's official notes mention generic improvements like stability, bug fixes, and new features and performance enhancements, but it's a 1.2 gig update. Security updates are usually delegated to 600 megs or lower, so about half the size. The timing and redundancy of the update arrived shortly after the S25 series has already received the May security patch, which is crazy, raising questions about its necessity and content. Given its size, there's speculation that the update may include undisclosed features and preparatory elements for upcoming software enhancements such as One UI 8. So it might be relegated towards a One UI 8 update, and that might be its relation to it overall. But overall, we don't fully know what it entertains in terms of what it's giving us. I checked my S25 Plus and my Edge. It's not on there for me. I know it's out in Europe right now, in parts of Europe. And then on my Ultra, that one is on One UI 8, so obviously this isn't gonna get this specific update. But if you got this update, let us know, and if you saw anything different, also let us know. Next up is all about the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold, and basically everything that we know thus far about this update. I wanted to go through that. So first of all, potential launch date, August 13th, which is really close, guys, just 2 months away from the Made by Google event. Pre-orders would also probably begin the same day on August 13th, and shipping would be August 20th. So we're really, really close to the potential launch of the Pixel 10 Pro Fold. Processor inside would be the Google Tensor G5, which is the first processor by Tensor, manufactured by TSMC. Previously, it was with Samsung. There's supposed to be a big performance boost on this, pushing this up to potentially like an 8 Gen 3 type performance. The 152 cluster of the processor with 1 prime core, 5 performance cores, and 2 efficiency cores, alongside with 16 gigs of LPDDR5X RAM, which is more than we're getting with Samsung, unfortunately. I wish we were getting it with Samsung. Storage options of 256 and 512. We might see a 1 terabyte, might not. External display 6.3 inches. Remember getting 6.5 on the Z Fold 7. Internal display at 8 inches. We're getting 8 inches also on the Z Fold 7. Similar design to the 9 Pro Fold, minor refinements anticipated. Dimensions and weight should be fairly similar. Main camera would be a 50 megapixel main camera, Samsung made. Ultra wide and telephoto, Samsung sensors. Selfie camera, also a Samsung sensor. So basically the camera hardware is staying basically the same as it did from the previous generation. Battery capacity, specific capacity not disclosed, expected to be similar though to its predecessor. Water resistance of IPX8. Running Android 16, color options black and white, and expected price potentially $1,600, which would be a $200 reduction from the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. So, you know, this not changing a lot of the outside of it, but changing the inside is probably allowing them to save some money, and that's where they're probably cutting down on the cost, because they don't have to come up with a lot of design patents and changes overall for their phone. So that's what we're looking at for the 10 Pro Fold. Looks like it's gonna be a good folding phone overall. I don't see that it's going to, I would expect it's gonna get really good reviews, honestly. I know the reviewers are probably complaining that the cameras haven't been updated, and neither the battery, and the design is thicker and bigger than what you get with a Galaxy Z Fold 7, for instance. But I think overall, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be a really solid folding phone. We're gonna start it off with the Vivo X Fold 5. It is due to potentially be the thinnest foldable available when it comes out, potentially as late, or early I should say, as late as this month, which is crazy. Upon its release, it would be measuring at 4.3 millimeters unfolded, 9.3 millimeters when folded, and weighing only 209 grams. The displays on there would be a 6.53 inch cover display, 8.03 inch internal display, 120 hertz on both, and 2K resolution on both. Performance, you're looking at a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, which seems incorrect to me. It's probably going to end up being the 8 Elite. If it's 8 Gen 3, I don't know why they would do that, unless they just want to cut cost. 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. The triple rail camera setup is expected to have a 50 megapixel sensor and additional 32 megapixel sensor on the selfie. So the cameras, at least megapixel wise, would still be higher on the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Battery, we're looking at, and charging, you're looking at 6,000 milliamp battery. Man, I would kill for a 6,000 milliamp battery, truly. 90 watt wired and 30 watt wireless. So super fast charging, super fast wireless charging as well. And also really fast, a big battery, awesome stuff. Market competition with its slim profile and robust features, Vivo X Fold 5 is poised to compete with other foldable phones like the Oppo Find N5 and the Honor Magic V5. So this is gonna be, it's looking like a really powerful, awesome phone. I would love to see this in person. I had the Vivo X Fold 1 and I think 2, if I'm not mistaken, definitely the 1 at the very least. And again, it was one of those things, the hardware was nice, didn't really truly love the software though. Speaking of folding phones, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is due to get a nice little upgrade in the charging department with wireless charging. It is Qi 2 certified, 2.1 to be specific, and has no built-in magnet. So Qi 2 would be the 25 watt wireless charging. If you want to use that, you're gonna have to get a case or some kind of adapter on the back there, like a metal magnetic adapter that you can attach to a Qi 2 wireless charger. So again, no built-in magnets, which is kind of a disappointment, but it also reduces the weight of the phone. Requires, like I said, a case for magnetic alignment. 15 watt wireless charging speed is expected to remain at 15 watts, similar to its predecessor. And then this would make the Z Fold 7's first foldable phone to feature Qi 2 certification on here. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. It might be stuck to 15 watts, but it is Qi 2 certified. But ultimately, it sounds like if you have the magnets, you should be able to get the 25 watt wireless charging along with it. Otherwise, yeah, it would definitely be a nice little upgrade on here. 25 watt wired charging still. Doesn't look like they're gonna go to 45 watt, 4,400 milliamp battery like we've been talking about. But again, the big upgrades on there are the thinness, the lightness, the improved main camera at 200 megapixels, which is a big jump from 50. The bigger displays on the inside and outside, I assume also to end up being brighter displays as well. So very much looking forward to this. We have July. They should be announcing this by July 11th, I believe, rumors that I've been hearing online. But yeah, somewhere around that frame between June 1st and June 11th, we should at least be launched and pre-ordered up by. So we're gonna talk about the Galaxy Z Fold 7 Ultra. We did a video yesterday, I recorded it last night and I released it this morning about the official leak of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 from Samsung. They mentioned the word Ultra like a multitude of times, talking about cameras, talking about, we know about the build quality, we know about the processor inside. It's got tons of AI. They even say that there's exclusive AI features coming to this Fold phone as well, which is kind of interesting. I wonder what those exclusive features are. But you know, is it going to be the Galaxy Z Fold 7, Galaxy Z Fold 7 Ultra? Is it going to be called the Galaxy Z Fold 25 Ultra? Like, what is it going to be named? Well, we don't know the number moniker. It's still rumored to probably be called the Z Fold 7 of some sort, but is it going to have Ultra or not? And it looks like potentially it's probably not going to have the word Ultra in the official name. Max Jamber tweeted out, funny that some think Samsung's teaser hints at a Galaxy Z Fold 7 Ultra. This was clearly meant to stir hype, but there's no Ultra model, at least not this summer. The Z Fold 7 itself will bring the Ultra experience. So as much as it'd be cool to see the word Ultra at the end of the name, which at the grand scheme of things, it doesn't make a big deal either way if it has it or it doesn't. It's really what is in the phone and what does the phone have for features and what does the phone look like and all of that, that would make it a real Ultra. You could put Ultra at the end of anything and make it seem better than it really is. But yeah, I think that kind of makes sense that, you know, it is to stir hype. It is to show that, hey, there's some Ultra things in this phone. We're not gonna call it the Ultra, but there are some Ultra experiences and Ultra features built into this phone that match up with our S25 Ultra. That to me does make sense, but at the end of the day, they're not gonna probably market it in the name. They probably will market it in the materials of talking about the device. Oh, it's got an ultra camera. It's got an ultra thin design. It has an ultra powerful processor. That makes sense. That makes it seem a little bit more palatable and realistic for what we're going to end up seeing with this. Now, like he said, does that mean we will see an Ultra in the future or we won't? I think as this, potentially anyway, as this line of folding devices matures, we probably will see a phone named Ultra. Maybe it's going to be the Tri-Fold. Maybe that will be the Galaxy's G Fold Ultra or whatever they end up calling it. Or maybe we'll see it on the regular Fold line that we see now. It's going to be the Z Fold 8 Ultra, and then they have the regular cheaper one. I can see them doing something eventually like that. They already do it with their S line where they have 3 versions of it. They even have a 4th version if you count the S25 Edge. So they have multiple versions of very similar phones, and elevating other devices in that same product category, such as a Fold, and making one an Ultra and one not an Ultra, and have them being different pricing tiers and things like that, again, would make sense. So yeah, it looks like Galaxy Z Fold 7 Ultra not happening. Z Fold 7 will happen. And you'll be getting some of the Ultra experiences and features built into that regular Galaxy Z Fold 7. Galaxy Z Fold 7, both today's stories are about it. The first one is about the size of the display. We're getting some more confirmation on the exact measurements of the display or displays on the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Ross Young is saying that confirmed 8-inch main display, that's 8.00, and 6.49 on the cover display, same as the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Special Edition. And you know, this is basically a semi-souped up Galaxy Z Fold 6 Special Edition. It's lighter, it's thinner, it has a better processor. Beyond that, everything else is pretty much the same about this thing, which I am not complaining about. I am very much looking forward to these upgrades, particularly in this Galaxy Z Fold 7. But yeah, the actual measurements, and that's up. If you think about the Galaxy Z Fold 6 being 6.3 on the cover display, it's now gone up to 6.49, or AKA 6.5, and then 7.6 all the way up to 8, so another 0.4 inches larger on that main display. Multitasking, gaming, social media, looking at a website, copying and pasting from one window to the other. Just think about the beautiful multitasking reasons that have been improved with these larger displays. So I'm all for it. Now, this latest rumor, I'll wholeheartedly admit, I don't know if I trust it, but it is something you guys have been waiting for a long time. A lot of you. I get a lot of comments about it. I get a lot of chatter if I ever go live, which I haven't done in a while. I hear it a lot. And that is this, that the price increase for the Fold 7 is expected to be very minimal, which we've heard, if any. I don't think it's going to be really increased at all. And it seems, this is what I'm talking about, the S Pen might be usable on the cover display. Now, we know the Galaxy Z Fold 7 will have S Pen support. You have to purchase it separately in order to get it on your Galaxy Z Fold 7. But with that said, being able to write with your S Pen on this cover display has been a feature a lot of people have been waiting for, wanting. I'm not totally sure why you want it. I mean, cool, yeah, if you could write on the inside display, let's be honest, it'd be cool to write on the outside display. But if you had to choose which one you're gonna write on, it's always the main display. The cover display is an afterthought. But it looks like it might happen, guys. It makes sense. Like, why couldn't they do it? They can do it on the Galaxy S25 Ultra phones, and that's a very similar display to this outside display. Why can't they do the same on this? So it looks like it potentially might happen. I will believe it when I actually hear more people say it, but take it as a grain of salt. It might happen, and if it does happen, it's going to make a lot of you guys happy, that's for sure. We're talking about the Galaxy Z Fold 7. I've got some new information on it, stuff I've spoken about, but then some new information that we're gonna talk about. So let's dive right in. This is the list of things that we're going to talk about real quickly. A lot of the stuff is the same what we heard. The Snapdragon 8 Elite with all 8 cores, 12 gigs of RAM, storage 256, 512, 1 terabyte. Displays, a little bit of newness to this. 8-inch display, we've heard that. We've also heard 6.5-inch display. 2600 nits is a guess, I'm assuming. I'm thinking that's probably what it'll end up being for the brightness, with S Pen support for both displays. That's one of the newer rumors I spoke about recently, if you haven't seen it, is that both displays, inside and outside displays, potentially will have S Pen support. Hasn't been written in stone in terms of what I've heard, but I've heard one rumor on that so far, and I think that's a pretty interesting rumor because a lot of people do want to be able to write with their S Pen on that cover display, so it makes total sense that would happen. The camera is the only one that's been upgraded on here, which is fine with me because it's the one I use the most. That is the 200 megapixel main camera. Now with that zoom, it's most likely gonna max out probably at 30x. I don't think we're gonna get anything more than 30x zoom on here, unfortunately, or fortunately, the way you look at it. It's not gonna be 100x. It's whatever. Even on it might even be 10x, honestly, because even on the Edge, which only gets 10x zoom on there, nothing higher than that. It would have been cool to get that digital zoom up to 30 or even 100. It might still be 30, and that's what we'll go with, but just be forewarned, I don't think we're gonna get 100x zoom on there. 4400 milliamp battery, which is what we've heard. The charging 25 watt wired and 25 watt Qi 2 wireless, no magnets in there. So if you're gonna wanna do the Qi 2 wireless charging, you're gonna have to get some kind of case or accessory that has magnets that can attach to a Qi 2 wireless charger so that you can get the full 25 watts. Continuing on with the build on there, you're looking at Wi-Fi 7, which is not a surprise for the fastest Wi-Fi that's available currently. New improved speakers, new hinge, new glass, new crease, new thicker S Pen. All those things are new, all things quote unquote improved. I don't know if you'd call a thicker S Pen an improvement, but improved speakers, which is always great, especially when you see that with the Galaxy S25 Ultra and how great those speakers are. And then the hinge, glass, and crease, those are overall the build quality and the overall durability of the phone, which we've been hearing a lot is going to be one of the key selling points about this phone. Possible dust resistance, haven't heard a lot about that recently, so I'm gonna probably say it's probably not gonna be true, but it might be. I just haven't heard anything new about it lately in a long time, and if it was one of the things, I think it would have been kind of leaked out by now. The Galaxy 7 will measure, and there's the measurements. We thought at one point it's gonna be 3.9 millimeters, and I guess it is at certain points, but it's really not. It's really 4.3, so we'll stick with 4.3, which is still one of the slimmest foldable phones you can get, and a big difference in slimness versus the Z Fold 6, which was already pretty slim in general. But yeah, the Oppo Find N5 will probably keep that title as the slimmest foldable phone for the time being. Then you're looking at the 1.0 I should say, millimeter bezels around the display. So really slim bezels all the way around the phone, which is cool. It's gonna make the phone look great. It's gonna make it look like it's basically all display on there. New vapor chamber cooling system, which we've been hearing a lot about, should help with the overall stability of keeping the phone cool, but also allowing you to get peak performance. It's not like it won't keep it from getting hot. Of course, the phone, you push it to its limits, it's gonna get warm, it's gonna get hot, but the improved vapor chamber cooling system should keep some of those things down. Button layout should be the same buttons, same layout, same feel of all the buttons on the Z Fold 7 versus the Z Fold 6. This is pretty new right here. Launch July 9th, pre-order July 9th, release date July 25th. Price potentially similar to last year, $18.99 starting off price. We might see a little bit of price increase because of the tariffs. That's one of the other rumors, but I think it'll end up being the same because that's generally what the price is being pushed through in terms of rumors, is it's gonna be about the same. But yeah, July 9th, right around the corner, about a month away from today, as is the pre-order, and the release date, July 25th. Beyond that though, you're looking at this phone getting some nice pre-orders. They usually do nice pre-order deals that you get, like what, $800 to $1,000 off when you trade in your current or near current folding or regular premium phone. Free pre-order gifts. Usually lately it's been 50 to 100 bucks on that. And then you're also talking about the just getting the phone released at the same time as this, the Flip 7 and the Galaxy Watch 8. So some nice little things coming on here. Today is all about the Galaxy Z Fold 7. When I think it's all dried up, there's some roaring river water coming through these streams that adds more and more excitement to this launch that is literally just about a month away. We got a tweet, we got a couple of tweets we're gonna talk about. The first one's from Ice Universe, and Ice Universe says Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 7 will bring some industry first technologies, and Samsung finally got serious. And I think, and he doesn't go into specifics, that's one of the things I would like to elaborate on. So first of all, he's saying we'll bring industry first technologies. I think one of those technologies, what we've been hearing, obviously the 200 megapixel camera. We haven't seen that on any other foldable as of yet. Also, I think we're gonna see dust resistance. That's another technology we've been hearing about what we might see that would come to the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and again, not be on any other foldable phones currently. Beyond that, I don't know if there's a lot more. There probably is gonna, well, we do know there's gonna be some AI stuff that isn't on, and feature-wise that's gonna be on the Fold phone that's not on any other phone in general. Obviously, you could say it's probably not gonna be, or hasn't been on any other foldable phone either. Those would probably be the three things that we think will happen that other phones just don't have right off the bat, which, you know, on paper, okay, kind of cool. Not gonna blow your socks off in a lot of ways, but when you know you're getting a good freaking build of a Galaxy phone and foldable phone in general, that's what makes it exciting. But the other part of this is that Panda Flash also put out a tweet, who's had a really great track record, especially being super early, saying the Z Fold 7 will be the toughest foldable smartphone in the market due to its new durable internal structure, new hinge with all new hinge dust protective brushes. So that's where he was one of the people that says we might get the dust resistance, and I think what he's talking about right there is, speaking of potential dust preventiveness, it might not be the full IP68, obviously that's dust and water resistance, but some kind of dust resistance built into this phone. He keeps building on this being the toughest, most durable folding phone built ever. And it would make sense that Samsung would be able to do something like this. This is their 7th generation of foldable phones. They make the displays for almost all these different companies that have foldable phones. So it just makes total sense that they would be on the forefront of durability and build quality on foldable phones. Bigger displays, 8-inch and 6.5. The 200 megapixel camera, which is gonna be amazing to have on this foldable phone, which is their best camera they have available. The best in class build quality and durability and potential dust resistance. Those are huge for people that work in construction or jobs that are just really heavy duty, hard-working jobs where they need a phone that's going to last them and not just break in the grand scheme of things. Having the best processor available on the Android side being the 8 Elite at the time of its release. Having potential better battery life because of that processor. Obviously the performance with that with gaming and just day-to-day tasks gonna be improved. One UI 8 being on there. It's just looking like a freaking awesome phone, guys, in so many different ways. You know, is there areas that they can improve on with bigger battery next time? Yes. Faster charging? Yes. Improving the quality megapixel wise of the ultra wide camera? Yes. There's definitely things they're gonna be able to improve on in the next couple of years or years after the release of this phone, but they're definitely headed in the right direction after so many years of, let's be honest, kind of boredom with the device in terms of the consumers basically getting a very similar device year over year. Let me know your thoughts on this. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.